This is the world of company secretaries. On this channel, you can watch interviews with company secretaries across the world. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon.
So Vinay, now you're talking about listed companies, so I think I'll come to that question. Since you have seen the listing compliance and worked with a listed company in your very first job at a very young age, so you have seen almost a decade or a little more than that with respect to listed companies. How is the entire regulatory regime changing for listed companies, and how do you see the next few years with the regulatory regime?
Yeah, Alok, great question. So actually, I have seen the compliance regime for listed companies evolve quite a bit, and this is for the last 2 decades, I would say. We have gone from looking at listed company compliances as to more tick in the box kind of an exercise where you file your quarterly returns, where you file your half yearly returns, to a more evolved and a principle-based regime. And I think there are 2, 3 things I'd like to highlight, and I'm not going into the technicalities of the thing, but more the way the market is looking at listed company compliances today. There is an increasing focus on how companies behave and how the culture and the values are at the company. That could start right from the way the promoters think about business, the way they run their business. Is it ethical? Is there a sense of integrity? Is there a sense of focus on giving back to the society, or supporting the stakeholders around you? There is a lot of focus on how the governance mechanisms are structured. For example, how is your board composed? Do you have the right people on the board? Are the independent directors really independent? Are the independent directors doing the job that the regulator expects them? Are they questioning the status quo? Are the executive management bringing the right amount of decisions to the board? Are they being open in preparing the board agenda to the most detailed extent possible? Are they engaging with board members beyond just the 4 times a year? There is a lot of focus around these governance processes, which was not there earlier. There have been some events in recent times which have also strengthened the focus on this, and all of us know these events. I would say that we have really gone now to a place where governance is no longer a choice; it's a given. There are multiple stakeholders expecting the highest standards of governance, and it is proven that a company with a high governance standard versus, say, another competitor with not so high governance standard, your customers and your clients will typically choose the company with higher governance standards. So governance is not just a compliance exercise anymore; it's more a value addition to your business, right? So that is one aspect of how the law is evolving. The second aspect is how the regulators are perceiving, over the years, the regulators have become increasingly effective in implementing the law. That puts a lot on us as CS professionals, right? And we have seen this in multiple forums, that the regulators are asking either a company secretary in practice or a company secretary in employment to do those things that the law requires you to do. So we are sort of the conscience keeper. We are the custodians of these corporate law, corporate governance norms in the organization. And the last thing I'll point out, Alok, it's a very interesting trend for listed companies, at least in India, is this combination of media focus plus shareholder activism, right? And the media focus, according to me, is actually a great thing for the profession, because it's suddenly now mainstream. I have seen TV programs which are non-business channels running things about corporate law and corporate governance. Front page articles are devoted to corporate governance. There are a lot of advisory firms that now advise on whether the decisions that are being put to the shareholders are correct or not. There is an evaluation of companies' practices, not only from a law perspective, but also from a best practice perspective. So, all of this has put CS at the center. And I'm really excited about that, because your role is that much more important. You have the ability to make a direct impact for the listed company. So I think all in all, it's really exciting times for listed companies, Alok.
Yeah, I think this is the value add which we get when we talk to somebody on our show, The World of Company Secretaries. What is interesting is you brought out about the media attention for listed companies and corporate governance, and also shareholder activism. So we are in the forefront and in the front page of different newspapers and stuff like that. So we will stay with this topic a little. Again, if you see in the last couple of years, there are many more companies which are getting listed, and they see the advantages of accessing the capital markets. And also traditionally we have seen that a lot of startups only go for PE funding. It's also because people believe in that and they take a long time to break even, or they're continuously in losses. But it's very clear now, in the next couple of years you'll have the big startups, or what we call unicorns, who will get listed. It's invariably going to happen. And there are, that is one side of unicorns, that there are also a lot of this SME listing which is happening right now, which was not the case even 10 years ago. And the latest is even the startup listing which is happening. Do you see more and more work and importance for company secretaries with all this listing happening, with more companies coming to the capital markets?
Yes, Alok, you're spot on. I think that situation has already come today, where a company looking to go for a listing, hires a strong CS governance professional much ahead in advance to prepare for an IPO and things like that. It is going to be the case that a lot of companies are going to access the capital markets. It's a natural evolution for startups that you will have your PE funding, etc. But after a point of time, for whatever good reasons they may be, you will want to access a broader market for funding. And the way our financial markets have evolved and become so strong, both in terms of structure, laws, and the regulators that oversee it, it's a very natural choice. And investors are comfortable investing in IPOs. Institutional investors are comfortable participating in good companies. So there is a lot of focus commercially on accessing the capital markets. Here's where the CS role comes in. I think focus has gone a little beyond that. We used to always say having a CS is a mandatory thing, right? Be it under the Companies Act 1956 or 2013. I think that focus is slightly shifting away. CS is being seen more as a differentiator, a value adder to the company, to set the governance standard. And that comes a lot from the culture of the organization, how governance is viewed, combined with the couple of things that I mentioned: the media focus, the shareholder activism, etc. I see that both for in-house company secretaries and practicing company secretaries, there's a lot of scope in security law compliances. And there is so much niche area. There's so much value add that professionals can do. I can only think of it being better and better as the days go by.
Yeah, so I think the message is again very clear from Vinay, and this is really great discussion which we're having. One small thing for our viewers: in fact, last week discussion, our guest CS Rahul Sahasrabudhe, he's on the other end, securities law litigation, and he was telling us that how big the securities law litigation market is and why company secretaries should get into that. And now we have Vinay telling that how the CS role is not just seen as mandatory appoint company secretary, but more of a need, more of a value add, and a differentiator who will help the company grow. That's very interesting to know. So now,
if I can add one point
please.
there.
Yes.
So let me just give a little on the ground example to say what I was trying to convey. Today we can see increasingly that company secretaries, at least on listed companies, are called to give views that are not purely legal matters. So, for example, let's say there is a disclosure to be made in the financial statements. The CS is called in to weigh in on that, to say that, is this the right disclosure? Is this the right amount of continuity of the regime, legal regime that we've implemented? Is this going to be seen as compliance with accounting standards? On the other side, for example, let's say your company is coming out with a new product launch. Now there are provisions under SEBI listing regulations which require to make disclosures to the market. So the CS weighs in there to say that what disclosures need to be made, understand what the product launch is about, is it material to the business, etc. There's another angle to it, let's say, where there is a litigation that's happening. So, this is something where people may get into analysis of whether it's a material litigation, whether you need to inform the exchanges, whether you need to inform your boards, your customers. For example, let's say there's a data privacy breach, there's a leak of someone's personal data. So in every aspect of business, there is a element of corporate governance or corporate law, and the CS is going to play a role in ensuring that we are complying in spirit, we are doing the right thing. So what I'm trying to say is that your role is so broad and all pervasive, and that's something that's really exciting, in the field of listed companies and securities law.
Yeah, I think that's really coming about in the discussion that you're having, and what you're sharing is really of great value, especially since most of our audience are somebody who is on the brink of getting into companies and finishing the course. It makes us understand that the value of a CS is definitely there, like you told, but the gamut of the laws and the compliance and how broad are opportunities for the CS is something which is really coming out in this interview, and we're happy you're sharing it.